Any question you may have about your home, fix it, do it, change it, inspect it, love it, care it, for it, hug it, kiss it, whatever. 704-570-1110, 704-570-1110. Should I sell now? Should I not sell now? What do I do to get ready? What about the holidays? Anything you want to talk about related to your home, that's why we're here. But we do have a lot to talk about, and I've got Becca Becker from our team, Greg Becker, her husband, also an investor, part of our team. Preston Sandlin with Home Inspection Carolina is here. Now, I guess it was about a month ago, wasn't it, Preston?
Yep,
and
sure was.
We did a show, you and Sandy and I did a show.
We did.
And we talked about this pre-listing inspection. And
Right.
at the time, there were a lot of concerns regarding the data.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. It was a depressing show, really.
It was. It was a bummer.
Yeah. It was a buzzkill.
But now the buzz has come alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
And you're not very excited about it. That's the one thing I noticed. He came in here with
bouncing,
smiling like a mule eating briar.
Well, okay, so let me take everybody back. In our industry, a lot of the home inspection software companies they're being bought by a lot of companies that sell leads and that sort of thing, and it's very scary. And there was a big brouhaha in our industry, and a lot of people worried. And there even came out this thing about free pre-listing inspections. And the scary thing about that is that the cost of an average inspection is about $450. Higher or lower depending on square footage. And all this data, like if it needs a new roof, water heater, can be sold as leads. Although it doesn't belong, but that's a whole nother story. It's kind of scary. Could add up to a lot more than the cost of the home inspection. So the scary thing is, somebody who's unscrupulous could pay for an inspection and then sell all the data every which way you could. Mm-hmm. So home inspectors would wind up just working for unscrupulous data sellers. But I was really down about it, and I just got back from Seattle, and I met with the CEO of Porch, and we have tentatively worked something out that I think would be beneficial to buyer, seller, real estate agent, just the right way to do it. Do we have time?
We do. Let's
okay,
do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, the way this works is it's a pre-inspection, and we all know the advantages of pre-inspection. You find out the things ahead of time. You have time to get it done. You eliminate the last minute negotiation, things. You fireproof it or whatever. You do it on the front end. The problem in the past has been the seller getting this. The seller doesn't want to pay for it because they got a lot of other stuff coming up. But here's how this works. The seller pays for it initially. All right, so the home inspector does the inspection. They load it up. This would be online. And an email goes to the seller and says, before it goes live, and it says, would you like estimates on the repairs that need to be done? Now, they can say no. They could say no, and nothing ever goes anywhere. But if they say yes, and this is told in the front end of it, that they'll get $500 worth of credits towards the repairs. So then that offsets the cost of the pre-inspection. Does that make sense now?
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm tracking. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
So then it goes live. So what you would see is kind of like a Carfax. Wherever that house is listed, the MLS, it would say, get the inspection report. And it's like $10. That $10 also goes to the seller because the real estate agent and the home inspector can't take it, and plus that a little bit more back to the seller. They actually could make a little money, possibly. But the whole thing is here, as soon as that report is downloaded, the listing agent gets a text or an email saying this person just downloaded the report. Then the listing agent can call that person and say, hey, I saw you downloaded my client's report. Is there anything I can help you with? Would you like to know more about the house? They can help the seller sell that house a little bit quicker. And the thing that this does is it keeps all the information where it should be, so to speak. So I think it's very beneficial, and also no matter where it goes, whether it's Zillow or anywhere else, there's the code, get my report. It comes back to here so that your listing agent gets the person, so your listing agent who's looking out for your best interest can call each person who downloads that report.
Yeah, I see a lot of advantages to that, so you know where that data is going.
Exactly. And like I said, if the seller does not want to share that data, that's totally up to them.
Yeah. Preston, one of the things, and Becca, you can certainly chime in from a real estate perspective, is the initial strength of having a pre-listing inspection.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things we haven't spent a lot of time talking about, is especially on an older home, and that's where I see tremendous advantages to pre-inspections.
I agree, because you get the problems and fix them, and you can turn that house quicker and sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be able to step into a scenario where you have a lower, let me put it this way, all right? You've got a house that's built in the 80s.
Right.
You do a pre-inspection. You show the pre-inspection that the issues with the house were handled, of course, on the seller's side, more economically than if they're doing them at the last minute.
Right.
Right. And I'm a buyer, and I go look at that, and I see it, and I see that everything has been handled. Do you think my offer is going to be stronger or weaker?
Stronger.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My point exactly.
You know what you're walking into.
Well,
Exactly.
and you're not going to lose your due diligence because
That's where I'm going.
because
Exactly.
the due diligence. If I'm looking at house A and house B, and your house has been pre-inspected, we've already found the warts and we fixed them. House B might have some warts, and if I have to walk away from the deal, I lose my due diligence. So there's less risk with the one that's pre-inspected.
That's right. So, okay, first of all, I will tell you that not only am I a huge advocate of pre-inspections, especially on older homes.
Right.
I'm an advocate of inspections even on new homes. So
Right,
let's be clear of where I stand related to all that, because Preston has done reports for me on brand new houses, and they got 28 items that need to be fixed. So let's lay the groundwork where it needs to be right now.
Sure.
But from a value perspective, Preston, I think it needs to be clarified that as a seller,
Right.
a pre-inspection, whether you use this program or not,
Right.
is clearly advantageous to getting more money for your home.
I completely agree. Your home is going to sell faster and for more money, and you're going to eliminate potential deal killers down the road. And can I give you another scenario?
Please.
Well, let's say I'm the agent and I'm selling your house, and we'll go both ways with it. The normal way, we list it, and but your home inspector comes in, he finds a $20,000 problem. And you guys have already negotiated a deal, and you're like, man, $20,000, there's no room in that for it. But let's say we did a pre-inspection, Paul found out ahead of time the $20,000, maybe he can price around and get it for $13,000, or
That's right.
get multiple people. And then that's a little bit more palatable, not to mention the problem's fixed, because you don't want the person to get unemotional and fall out of love with the house. So you just got time on your side to negotiate and check references, and if you got more time, you got a better chance of getting the repairs done for less money and better people doing it.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think, to your point, and Greg, you know this because you do a lot of repairs and are pretty handy, that when you're looking at a house and it needs something, I don't care. Let's call it right now just something simple for our discussion. Let's call it carpet. Okay?
Right.
Let's talk about carpet.
All right.
If a house carpet is trashed, it may practically cost $2,000 to fix it. What do you think the buyer's mind thinks it costs?
$5,000. They have no idea.
Right, and that only reinforces your point, Preston.
Yeah.
That basically says people don't know what it cost, really. So they're gonna go,
Right.
Well,
Perception.
Well, and not only that, but some people would say they would get their cousin who does carpet work to say, "Hey, come in here and give me an estimate and kind of pad that because I really want to remodel the kitchen too."
Yeah.
But you take away that ability by doing a pre-inspection for them to get you down on the price because of repairs, because you fixed the repairs and you got them done timely and economically.
Yeah, and again, Chris, we're going to pick you up after the break. You got a great question, so you'll be on hold through the break, and we'll get you right after the break. But But I think the most important thing in this discussion is the multiple that it takes to get an inspection more than pays for itself. So we've got a hard break here in about 10 seconds. So this is, no, we're good? 1 minute? Oh, good. Well, then throw Chris on here. We're going to make him talk fast. Hey, Chris. It's Paul. How can we help? Good, man. So you wanted to know about, is it too late for an inspection?
Yes, I already have my house listed, and it sounds like a great idea. Is it too late? And would I be able to get the benefits from doing this pre-inspection at this point?
Well, the program hasn't really started yet, has it?
Well, not the online program,
Right.
but I mean, we still do pre-inspections. It's going to be about 3 or 4 months, I think, before it's up and running. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm glad that you're interested.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully your house will be sold by then. Oh, awesome.
yeah,
Thank you.
it's a fascinating program, and it has a lot of advantages. So
Okay. Can I get Preston to do the pre-inspection?
you can
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, at 542-6575, 542-6575. All right, we'll be right back here
Thanks.
on 1110 99.3 WBT. Stay with us.